Kayla has said that tomorrow she'll go in and edit this. So for permanent record, it hopefully won't look as goofy, like I don't know what I'm doing. The mayor is trying to get in, so I've resent out the link from Kayla. He should be able to get in on that. I haven't heard from Councillor Broderick. Mary isn't going to be able to attend. And I haven't heard from Kimberly, although I've just resent it out to her as well. So currently there's only 3 of you and we need 2 more.
Make quorum, yeah.
Or else it's moot.
Right.
But as I say, the mayor was trying to get in.
Okay, good.
So hopefully.
Have we gotten a replacement counselor at all yet?
I talked to the clerk's department about that, and Councillor Leishman is only going to be off for a month. Oh. Although she is missing this meeting, she's only going to miss, I'm not even sure if she'll be back in time for the October meeting because it's not until the 20th. So
that's encouraging then. That's good.
Yes, it is. But if she misses 2 regular meetings, I mean, that's not an issue really.
No, she's had major health concerns. So yeah.
So, and that's fine. Otherwise, the requirement would be that council officially appoint a member. You can't just say, well, for this meeting, so-and-so is assigned. I checked with the ministry on that.
And you haven't heard anything from Mr. Broderick?
No, I haven't. And I haven't seen that he's been trying to get in.
Probably got worn out last night.
Well, maybe so, maybe so.
What a council meeting, you wouldn't believe.
Good. Welcome. We need
John?
1 more person to have quorum.
John, okay, I've just heard from the mayor. He says, sorry, can't make it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, at least he let us know that he can't make it. So we need 1 more person. So
Kimberly's really our only bet because Mary can't make it and the mayor can't make it. And
Michelle, can you go offline and phone Mary?
I thought she had family issues.
Michelle is muted.
Do you mean Kimberly?
Yeah, don't phone Mary, phone Kimberly.
Yeah.
And she may be trying to get on. She's probably having the same problems everyone else was. Her bandwidth is also not very good.
Right. So how's the school start up, Pam? Or should I not ask?
It's going okay. The kids are very good. Like they wear their masks. They walk on the right side of the hallway, and it's like, yeah, it's but they're doing well. It's the same energy is not there. No. It's very
subdued.
Yeah, all the fun stuff about school, like the sports or the spirit days or the activities we can't do the same way. The schedule, you're in one classroom for 5 hours.
Yeah.
So luckily the kids are allowed to leave at lunch. Originally they weren't.
Right.
They were going to have to stay in at lunch.
And the Catholic schools still make them.
Yeah, well, they
put their lunch hour at the end of the day or something.
Pardon me?
They've put their lunch hour at the end of the day or something. Have 2
no, they make them eat their lunch, I think, in this classroom. So the reason they did that was because the kids, once they go out the doors, they congregate and they hang out, and it's really hard to keep them apart outside. So people were complaining when they saw the groups of kids in Barrie, I think. And so that's when the Catholic board went, optics aren't good. And so that's when they shut them down. And I've been trying to explain that to our kids, like, hey, we're lucky. You don't want to be shut down on this. And they're kind of oblivious, but
yeah.
Is your library still closed?
It is. Yeah. Sadly. We're operating on a, going out to the classroom basis, but it's still, that's not ideal either, because then we're going into other cohorts, and you know, the
Can
kids
you-
are not the same as going to look for a book or.
Can you do appointments type of thing for them?
We've got like, they can fill in a survey, like what kind of books they like, what kind of book do they want to request. We have an online, like we have they call it Sora. So just as we have Overdrive or our online book, you know, repository or whatever database, we have one as well. So they can get electronic books as well.
Oh, good.
And it's been a godsend since March because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they can't get to any library.
No.
So I heard they were closing the libraries in Montreal and Quebec City.
Yep.
Montreal's really crazy right now. Yeah.
Montreal is going to be pretty much shut down 100%. You're not even allowed to have visitors in your home.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think
Our,
there's
our
any
numbers are
other-
going up too. So
Yeah. I thought that there was some bars and restaurants and gyms and stuff. Are they closed right down too there?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
But if you're not a member of the household, you're not supposed to go into the building, like into the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to last 28 days, apparently. We'll see what happens after 28 days, but I don't know that 28 days is long enough to get any real change.
Well, they think it's 2 cycles, 2-week cycles.
Yeah.
So maybe.
But then they'll just come to visit us up here in Wasaga Beach.
With their cars.
Ones that didn't already come. Yeah.
We did that last weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
What a schmozzle. Holy
That was
moly.
crazy.
It was a mess.
Some people just have nothing between the ears.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
So John, how did that council meeting finally wind up? I had to leave it after, I don't know what time it was. I wore out.
Me too, but I had to stay.
Yeah.
It never did end. We wound up at 10 o'clock having to defer it to the 26th. Tom had a whole list of items he wanted to go through, and he was going to be at least another hour. And Barry had a meeting real early in the morning, so they decided to defer it. Fun and games.
What was there one major point of contention or many?
Yeah, the ATV.
ATV.
Oh.
It was on the,
TV and
Agenda.
side by sides, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
and a deferred motion from the previous meeting that Tom had.
That one we got.
started.
Yeah,
That
that
we got through that. I saw that,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
I had to leave. I was worn out.
Yeah, it has that effect on people. Yeah, they're taking the fun out of it. It's but we'll get through it. We'll get back to normal again, or whatever passes for normal.
Jennifer, I think you might need to unmute Michelle. Oh,
Hi there, there's no answer.
Oh,
I left a message. I've tried.
okay, well, you can't do any better than that. Now, what we could do is talk about it. You can approve it. And then it just comes onto the next agenda and the whole board approves it. There are 4 of you here,
Yeah, we have a
past
quorum.
chair, and vice chair, and a counselor. So we look like we're fiscally responsible.
Mm.
Yeah, I think from a point of view of what we can or can't do here, this is really not much point in going any further until we have a quorum who can hear the whole discussion.
True.
So I would, you can't open the meeting at this point without a quorum. So
Yeah. So we'll have to defer it.
I think we have to put it on the agenda for our next regular meeting.
Yeah.
Or if you want to try to get another special meeting in place ahead of time, I know there's some timing pressure to get this to council in a
There's not that
reasonably.
much pressure.
There's no pressure?
Well, there's some pressure, but there's not that much. They can wait until after October. I am disappointed. I mean, I know that Mary, I don't know why the mayor couldn't attend. And of course, Connie's off and Mary had a family emergency, but we did give ample warning here.
It is what it is. We can't, we're here, we can't change the fact that there's some people couldn't make it.
No, but
today.
I don't want to have another special meeting and have not enough people show up.
No, so we may as well leave it to our next
So leave it
regular
until
board
the
meeting.
20th, and then we
Yeah.
get things.
Yeah, so if you want to send that out to everybody, Jennifer, that it will be a topic to be discussed at the next board meeting. And if there's any questions, that they should talk to you ahead of time.
Yes, yes, yeah. And if you've got, Bob, you had made some comments to me. I tried to have that reflected in what went out for the agenda of this meeting. But if there's anything else, please let me know. Don't worry about whatever 2020 says, because
It's almost done.
well, it's almost done, but and the year is right off because we've had expenses we didn't expect. We didn't spend money we expected to spend. It's not going to be a stellar year for any municipal agency or department. But so concentrate on 2021. I mean, it is a 2021, 2025 budget, but I've been advised that what council's really interested in is what you've got lined up for 2021.
Yeah.
So concentrate on that, because 2021 will really tell us what we need to do for the rest of that term. Okay, because depending on what happens in terms of what
That's going to be a moving target. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to speak to that a little bit, as far as I'm concerned, the figures I saw for the 2021 and forward budget with a few little adjustments, it's fine. The issue that I was concerned about was the fact that we were being presented the 2020 numbers from a budget point of view, and that wasn't accurate. And if that's what we were going to present to council, if council was going to see the wrong figures in our budget, I didn't want us to send in a budget to council
and that makes
with inaccurate figures on. That's the only issue I had at this point.
And I think they've been clarified. But at any point, I will tell you that whatever I send Kelly before she puts it into a budget document, she's going to go over with a fine tooth comb. So she would have caught those, but best that we catch them before we even send them into her.
Mm-hmm.
Now we had a chief librarians meeting a little while ago. I mean, we can talk a bit before we close out here. And many of the libraries in the county have been told that they have 0 to a 2% decrease for next year. So I haven't been given any indication. I don't think, John, that any of the other departments have in terms of that from council, but
Not that I've heard yet.
right. So, but many municipalities have lost revenue over this year. And, so that is something we need to look at. But I think the budget that you've got before you is a good one. We can discuss it at October 20th. Maybe right after we approve the minutes from the previous meeting, we can go into that, Madam Chair, and look at that before we get to the rest of it. And I'll try to keep the rest of the items short. Or maybe I don't need to go over them in as great a detail, and maybe we can rely on the board members to read the documents rather than me discussing them in any depth.
Yeah.
It will have my first shot at the strategic plan review from this strategic plan. Many of the items which we haven't even addressed because we've been running around like chickens with our heads cut off to try to keep up with COVID and the changes in library services that's resulted from the pandemic. But at least I do have them before me, and I am working with the HR manager from the township to address some of those.
Okay.
So if it's all right with you, Madam Chair, we'll close off this meeting and see each other in the next month.
3 weeks or whatever. Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
Okay,
thank you.
thanks all.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.